What's up, everybody? Ramon Torres, the educator at School Your Brain, and we are going to be continuing making our Bitmoji Escape Room. In this video, my goal is to set up the Google form that is going to be on this website here. So the Google form is where your students are going to input their answers based on the journey that they're going through in their escape room. Let's get started. Okay, so what I want you to do is you're going to open up a new tab. We're going to go to our Google Apps, and we're going to go down to Google Forms. So find the app that says Google Forms, and we are going to start a brand new form. So I'm going to start a blank one. So your title, you can set it up the way you want. Okay, so let's figure out how to embed this into the website. So you're going to go over here and we're going to hit send, and you see this link here. You have the mail, you have the attachment or it's a link, and then you have the double arrows here, and that's where you get the HTML. So we're going to go and click in there. I'm going to copy that, so you can copy it. Then you're going to go to your Google site. So I go to my Google site. I'm going to hit the X so I'm out of preview mode. So I'm going to close this down, and I'm going to scroll down a little and double click again, and I'm going to put the embed icon. I'm going to click on that, and now we're going to go to embed code, right click, paste, and then I hit next, and I hit insert, and you can see that it's kind of cut off, so you can stretch it out so it's a little bit bigger. And I noticed that sometimes you might have to extend this a little bit further, even though right now I can see it, because sometimes, like if I hit preview now, let's see what it looks like. I hit preview. If I scroll down, okay, it looks good so far, but sometimes you might notice that some like scroll bars pop up, but for now we'll leave it because it looks good. So you can see we have this and we have this. So right now, if the student clicks on this smiley face here, it will take them to this page where it says, what is 2 plus 2? So I want that to be the first question they answer. So over here, I'm going to put down a clue. I could put a clue. So actually, sorry, not in here. You're going to go to the actual Google form. So let's close this down. So we're not Google form, and untitled question. I'm going to put clue number 1. And then I'm going to put, will you smile? So let me go back to my escape room, and if I go back to slide 1, you see that's the smiley face. So that's my little clue. So you could be as creative as you want. Like I said, it's all limited to how you want to give them the clues that you want. Alright, so will you smile is the clue, and I know when they find the clue, they're gonna be like, oh, okay, that's what the clue is. So I'm gonna hit the smiley face, and it says, what is 2 plus 2? So I know that I want the answer for them to input is 4. So now I'm gonna go back to my Google form, and you're going to go over here where it says multiple choice. We're going to change that to short answer. Then you're going to go down here to the menu icon, and you're going to put response validation. Then you're going to click in here. You're going to go to regular expression, and then you're going to click matches. And then I'm going to put down the answer, which was 4. And if they put something else, you can say, this is where you put in, you see it says custom error text. If they get the error, what do you want them to get for feedback? So I'll just put try again. Okay, so that is all set, and I want this to be a required answer, so I'm gonna click here required, because then it won't allow them to go to the next question if I do that. So let me go back to my site. I'm gonna close this down, and let me just refresh my screen. So I go refresh the screen, and it should be updated. So if I scroll down, you can see, look at now it pops up. So let's preview this Google site. So I'm gonna click on preview, and now this is their escape room. I am going to go to the Google form down here. So you see that scroll bar I was telling you about? See how it popped up? If I want to fix that, I'm gonna have to do this. We're gonna exit the preview, and what I want you to do is double click, and it'll open up your embed code, and you're gonna go over here to where it says height, and we're gonna change this height. So basically we're gonna make the height of the box bigger. So I'm gonna put 500. Next, save. Then I'm gonna go back to preview, and it should be gone. So let's see, scroll down, and boom, you can see that I don't have that box anymore, and you don't need that. It's okay if you have it there, so you could leave it as is. You don't have to change it, but I just like it to look a little bit cleaner without those bars. So that's just something for me that for aesthetics I wanted to leave like that. And you can see basically, right, for this, click the smiley face. What's 2 plus 2? The answer was 4. I hit enter and it goes, boom, you're done. Submit another response. And in order to fix this, I don't want it to just be done like that. I want to say some type of a message. So let's see how we can do that. So I'm gonna go back to my Google form, and I'm gonna click up here, and you're gonna see down this double bar. This is add section. So I'm gonna hit add section, and here I'm gonna put down a message like, you escaped, and you can put whatever you want, but basically I'm just gonna say you escaped, and then I'm gonna go back to my Google site. Let me exit the preview and refresh the screen. That'll update the Google form, and now I'm gonna hit preview up top. So hit preview. I'm gonna scroll back down. Let's see what happens. So I know the answer was 4, so I'm gonna put 4 next. Boom, you escaped. So you can see that I was able to escape the room, and I'm done. I hit submit, and I'm all set. And you see how this message here says submit another response. You can start all over again. If you don't want your students to do it more than once, you can do this. You're gonna go back to your Google form. Up here in the settings, you're gonna click on settings, and here you can say collect email addresses, so you know who is actually working on it when they submit the responses. And again, that's if you want to track it. You could put limit to 1 response, and you could also restrict it. So it's, for example, in my school we have email accounts that are assigned to our students, and if I only want the students that are in my organization to be using this, then I would hit restrict to the organization, meaning like if a parent logged in with their email, they won't be able to play it because they need to have an email account from our school. So if you want to have that setting, you would put that in there as well. So I'm just gonna unselect these all, but those are options you have to change it. Now before I wrap up this video, I want to add one more question just so you can see how to continue building on it, because I think once you have your second question, then it'll be more obvious as to what you need to do to continue. Okay, so we're back in the Google Forms, and I want to fix a couple things here. So I want you just to look at how I set up my other one. So you can see here, section 1 of 4, I had my running header. That was the first section. So you can see that I actually have my question in the wrong section. I don't want that here. So I'm going to have to create a new section. So to create a new section, I'm just going to click here and then go down to this little icon, and it adds a new section. So you click on that icon, and anytime you want to add a new section. Now going back to the other one that I set up, you see that here is where I put my direction as to where the student should go first. So it's kind of like, think of it as guidance. So go to the library for the first lot code. So for the one that we're working on now, it would be for them, right? We want them to go to the smiley face. So we could tell them to go to the chalkboard, for example. So go to the chalkboard. And then underneath, you see I have like a little clue. Clue number 1, I like prime numbers. So in this box, I'm going to put the clue. Clue number 1. And I can say smile. And that's the clue. And then if you look at what I had here, for this is a question, I put down to enter the code. That's basically telling the student that in here they're going to put the code. So I go back here. I need to add a question, so you go to the plus sign. You're going to make this a short answer. And then the question is basically going to be a statement. In my case, I'm going to say, enter the lock code. And then we are going to go down here, put this into required. Then we're going to go to response validation, which I can see is all set. Then I'm going to go to regular expression matches the answer for this one, which I just realized I had it up here, but it was 4. But let me delete this because I actually don't need that there anymore. I just restarted it. So I put down here was 4 was the answer, and that's it. And just another thing to point out, I'm just going to undo that action I just did when I deleted the question. Because let's say you did have a question, but you put it in the wrong section. You could actually click and drag it down, and put it into the new one. So I actually could have did that and saved a lot of time instead of redoing it, but I just didn't notice it at the moment. But that's another option. You could just drag things around. Let me go back. Let me hit refresh, and let me see what it looks like so far. So again, you always go back and go to preview just to make sure everything looks good, is running smoothly. So I can see here, Escape Room Edition. That's my running header. I hit next. It says here, go to the chalkboard. Clue number 1, smile. So I'll go to the chalkboard, and the student's trying to figure it out, and they see the smiley face. What's 2 plus 2? Enter the lot code. 4. Next. Must match pattern. Uh-oh. So see, and this is why you got to test things out. So let me just go back real quick, see what I messed up on. So I go here, matches, and whoops, I forgot to put the number 4. I guess I erased it by mistake. And I need to put my error text. Try again. And again, this is the exact reason why I say to test things out, because you don't want your students working on it and it's not functional. I think we've all been there where you experience disaster, and that's just gonna be chaos, right? So let's see next. So I can see, go to the chalkboard, clue 1, smile, enter the lot code. I put 4. Next. I got it correct. You escaped. Done. Submit. So now let me add a second question, and I think once we have our second question, then we'll know pretty much how to continue making our escape room. So again, I'm going to repeat the process. Add a section. Don't forget, up here is going to be a clue as to what they should look at next. So if I go to my picture, I can tell them raise the bar. You see how we have these bars here? I'm going to say raise the bar. So again, go to the chalkboard, because I only have one image in this setup. Then I'm going to say clue number 2, raise the bar. And then I'm going to enter a question, or I'm just going to put enter the lot code. Actually, the question I'll put into the actual slide. And let's see here, require the question. Response validations are already set up. I go down to regular expression. It matches. Let me go make a question now. So raise the bar. So I'm going to put here a box around this bar, because that's the highest bar. And then I'm going to right click on this, and I want to link it to slide number 3, because I created a slide already. And actually, I already put a question here. What is 5 plus 5? So let me go back to my Google form and say that the answer I know is going to be 10. And then this one, let me just double check. That goes to slide 3. So, and you could even preview it here. If I hit play, you can see if you click on it, what will happen. So look, if I click anywhere else, nothing happens. If I click on the bar graph, the bar that I just made into a link, it should go to slide 3, which it does. What is 5 plus 5? And then I'm just gonna just double test it anyways in my Google site, just to make sure it lines up with the form as well in the slideshow. So let's see. So we go next. So clue number 1, we already know the answer was 4. I hit next. Clue number 2, raise the bar. So again, go to the chalkboard, raise the bar, and then they figure out eventually that it's this one. What is 5 plus 5? Enter the lot code. 10. Next. Finished. Submit. So I finished. I escaped. And then I can submit it, and then I am done. I hope you enjoyed this video and you're making progress on your Bitmoji Escape Room. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and let me know how things are going. I'd love to hear from you. Alright, until next time, see you later.